Welcome, adventurers, to episode 4 of Exploring Mexico City. Thanks so much for coming back. Now let's get started. We continue our awesome adventure by taking the metro and then taking a bus until I realized how cramped the bus was, and it was packed. I was actually in the front, so I got a great front row seat of all the driving with no safety or seatbelts or space. But nevertheless, I took this as another cool storytelling opportunity, and I got a great view of, the views I wouldn't be able to see on a regular bus seat. This was pretty fun. I eventually made it to the bus stop and saw my first work of art, which is this gorgeous glass panel with different images that actually formed, I believe, which was some kind of Aztec-related art theme in the shape of a human skull, which was really, really cool, actually. And then I eventually came to the forefront of this, which I thought was a zoo at first, until I realized it was just a decoration to one of the main parks to this area to lead to our next destination, which you're going to see shortly. And this park is called Parque de los Leones de Chapultepec, or Park of the Lions of Chapultepec. And this monument you see right in front of us is a very special monument. And it's called Alta a la Patria, altar to the country or homeland, or Monumento a los Niños Heroes, or Monument to the Children Heroes. And this monument has 6 pillars, each one representing one of the cadets that died defending Mexico City from the United States during the Battle of Chapultepec, one of the last major battles of the Mexican-American War. And their deaths occurred on September 13th, 1847. To give a brief summary, Chapultepec served as a military academy training officers for the Mexican Army at the time of the U.S. invasion. It was defended under the troop commands of these 2 generals I'll put up on the screen because I can't pronounce their names. Bravo gave Santa Anna the logistics of what he needed. He needed 2,000 troops, but Santa Anna only could give him 832. The greatly outnumbered defenders battled General Winfield's Scotch troops for about 2 hours before General Bravo ordered retreat. The 6 cadets refused to fall back and fought to the death. Legend has it, in the last of the 6, Juan Ascutia leaped from Chapultepec Castle wrapped in the Mexican flag to prevent the flag from being taken by the enemy. And the monument of the children heroes, each pillar contains an urn of one of the cadets that have died fighting for their country. And I'll put the names up on the screen for you guys. And their age ranged from 13 to 19 years old. As for the Chapultepec Castle, it was built in the 18th century. It did not serve as a residence until the late 19th century. And like I mentioned earlier, after Mexico got its independence, it served as a military academy to train officers for the Mexican Army. And Chapultepec in the Nahuatl language means on the hill of the grasshopper. And this is actually one of my favorite exhibits right here, which is the knight's armor. I wanted to wear it, it looked like it could fit me, but instead I just took a picture with it. And another crazy fact that I didn't know is after February 1939, the National Museum of History Chapultepec Castle, along with this castle I can't pronounce, and also Mexico City, are the only royal palaces in North America which were inhabited by monarchs, or kings and queens. But yeah, this place is very, very rich in history. You'll see so many different kinds of historical artifacts, as well as many, many gorgeous paintings. And this is actually one of my favorite pieces as well. I think my second favorite after the knight armor. Just a replica of a Spanish ship. I really liked it too. It was so cool to see it. It's right in front of this giant mirror. And this is actually one of the separate rooms. It also has a bunch of beautiful historical paintings. And we turn around and leave this room, you'll see this other gorgeous painting behind the wall on the door. But going up the staircase, you'll see a different level. We'll enter this place later on. It's kind of the gift shop area. But all you just see is the balcony and the roof, and that's pretty much about it. But going down the stairs, we'll exit this area and go into the next area, which is actually the outside of this building. And this whole section of this castle is actually just one museum on its own. But if you go to the balcony, you'll see a gorgeous view of Mexico City, and as well as this beautiful water fountain too. We will now be entering the second portion of the castle, or the second area. And this area is actually my personal, I think one of the more popular ones too, because it has a lot more to offer when it comes to historical artifacts, such as this carriage right here, which is beautifully preserved, and as well as beautiful, gorgeous decorations of the hallways. And the second most popular part, which is the checkered floor area. And this actually looks real nice too. It kind of reminded me again of Alice in Wonderland, or a big game of chess, but it was pretty nice. And this balcony area has a great view of Mexico City. You can also look inside these different rooms as well too. You'll see different kinds of old-fashioned royal furniture. It's also a really great place to take pictures. This is probably the more cooler area, is this little archway that leads into the other section with more royal furniture and rooms. But I'm not going to spend too much time looking at the furniture, because if so, I'll be spending a whole hour just showing you a bunch of old-fashioned sofas. But what I want to show you is this beautiful garden with these cool statues, which I believe each one represents a soldier. And in the middle of this water fountain, you'll see a grasshopper, because like I mentioned before, this means Hill of the Grasshopper. It will be entering one of my most favorite areas, and I think the most popular area, which is Torre Cabrillo Alto, or Tall Night Tower. And I know I say this a lot, but I do mean it this time. With this tower and this beautiful garden surrounding it, it definitely makes it look like something out of Alice in Wonderland, honestly. And the color of the vibrant grass really makes the surrounding buildings kind of pop. And this place looks really, really beautiful in the evening time, but it's very, very packed. But luckily, there's not too many people here, so I managed to get some really, really good shots of this whole area. And eventually, too, they have some different rooms as well you can check out that have different articles of furniture, and as well as its own water fountain, too. And in the center of this water fountain, there's actually a sculpture of a woman, I think, carrying a child. But once you go turn around, you'll see this room. And inside this room, you can see some more old-fashioned furniture. But this is probably one of the more better rooms when it comes to the stained glass art. Because this stained glass art here is absolutely beautiful. And man, you can see every little intricate detail in the stained glass art. It's probably my third favorite place here in this whole castle. It's really nice just to see it and walk by it too. And it kind of gives the room a nice, relaxed glow tint. But just like I promised, we're now leaving the area and going back to the first section. Once you go under the staircase, it seems like kind of hidden. I mean, you can definitely see it if you're really looking around, but you go through a doorway behind the staircase and you find this plain hallway. But once you go here, you see this gorgeous map of North America. And then eventually you'll see that gift shop I told you about, you can see from the balcony. And here it's a pretty nice gift shop. It seems a little bland and it's definitely kind of overpriced in my opinion. But that's rumors, that's all there is to it, and some old historical artifacts as well, and more paintings. But that's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 4. Please guys, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you like what I do. Until next time guys, take care, be safe out there. Remember guys, have a wonderful day.